Are you planning to have ham for your Christmas meal today? Don't forget, it's all about the glaze for the ham. So we have celebrity chef Mark Kalix of the Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom here with more. And you got it all, man. First of all, we'll get to the ham in just a second, but the glaze first. You got to talk about how you made the glaze.
The glaze is the star of the show. When you're working with a ham, I have a couple recommendations on what to look for in a ham. And what I look for is a ham that has a skin on it. And I like to peel the skin off and I cross hatch it, right? So
yeah, so you already did that part, but kind of explain that a little bit.
Yeah, and I take my knife and I just go through and I just cross hatch it to get that nice diamond pattern that we really, really love, right? And once I get to that point, I just throw it in the oven, I don't know, 300 degrees just to get it up to temperature. And then the glaze,
just
the star of the show. You're completely right about that. And I made some glaze here, and it's really simple. It's just a few simple ingredients, and those are butter, brown sugar. I melt those together in a pot. I add some mustard, and that gives it that nice tinge, right? That nice kind of sweet and sour flavor. And then, of course, I'll add some of the spices. I like ground clove and cinnamon and nutmeg. Ginger is great. I'll grate some garlic in there. And when I work with garlic, a lot of times what I like to do is just peel my garlic and I just microplane it. And I prefer this over smashing it or even using a press just because it just dissolves it. Look at that, just gonna dissolve right in. If I want to get some citrus in there, orange is always nice. And again, I like to start with the zest before I use the lemon. I get all of that into my glaze.
All sorts of flavor in the glaze. Now, typically when the glaze is made, you kind of paint it on the ham, and then you'd stick it in an oven.
That's right.
And broil, right?
That's right, yeah. So what we do here, I just take my barbecue brush and I get in there and I try to get all those nooks and crannies. So every little bit here, and you can see how the fat, particularly over here, it's just rendered beautifully. And
when you're cutting it, you want to leave that on, you said?
Yeah, you want to take the skin off, but leave the fat on. And the fat will render in the oven. And the beautiful thing about buying a ham that hasn't been pre-glazed is it's just so easy to do. You get that nice kind of candy shell. And we would broil this to get that finish at the end, but when you're broiling it,
we don't have an oven handy.
That's right.
So we're bringing out the big guns.
We're bringing out the blowtorch. This works really well as well at home if you miss a little spot on the corner when you're broiling it.
You just want to kind of perfect it.
Yeah, you want to perfect it. So let's say this bit right here just needs a little bit more color. Why don't you show the audience
I want to give it a shot.
How to do this?
Alrighty.
All right. Beautiful. Okay.
And you can kind of see it boiling there?
That's right, right. We're caramelizing that. And when you're using a torch, what I want to make sure is that we're far enough away that the torch heats the air, and then the air actually cooks the sugar.
So you're not actually
You're not in there. Right, right.
Gotcha.
So these work great if you have one for creme brulee. And then when we're carving, you don't have to worry when you're carving ham about carving with or against the grain because it's been cured.
Like a turkey.
So typically, you know, we got a bone here, so I start as far away from the bone as possible. And as I'm working here, you can see I also cook this right on a rack when I'm doing it in the oven, and that allows this, look at how nicely that comes across. And because we did that nice diamond pattern, our glaze penetrates deeply into our ham. Oh, I was going to hand you a plate and a fork, but I like your style.
I'm diving in.
This is how we do it because we're family here. We just get in there with our fingers. I am going to get in there.
And you can really, really taste the glaze on there. So
Isn't that lovely?
So if you have access to an oven, you can boil it. If not, bring out that blowtorch.
Bring out the blowtorch. It's kind of fun. Yeah.
Hey, Chef Mark, thanks so much for coming in. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And now everyone knows how to glaze their ham.
Merry Christmas.